Whoops, sorry, I had to hold my breath for a moment there. That was weird. I accidentally dropped my entire mic volume down to 0. Actually, all the way down to like -60. Luckily, Control Z works on OBS. Thankfully so, because that would have sucked if I had to figure out what decibels I was at for stream again. That sucks. That would have sucked. So, based on the title suggests, yes, we're going to be looking at the video of the lore Terraria, because one thing that I know for sure is that in the long time that I've played this game, I've only ever understood elements about the story and some of the plotline. I understood that Cthulhu is a heavy part of this. That's kind of what starts off what the Terraria world is, involving the cultist, Eye of Cthulhu, obviously, Brain of Cthulhu. But I remember Brain of Cthulhu wasn't a very like straightforward choice, if I remember correctly, when the game came out, because I know the corruption was first. It was like under the influence of Cthulhu, something along the sorts. And the Moon Lord is Cthulhu come back after returning. Don't know why he went to the moon. There's nothing there, unless there is something there and we don't know. Could be. But I wanted to do a reaction on it so I could get the full details on the story, because I've never seen it before. I've never known the full details, and maybe I do know everything that is about the story. But personally, like when it comes to the bosses and all them, I don't know if we're going to get a full detail in that when it comes to this video. But I'd be interested to see what the full story of each monster or each mob is. Like, what's the full story behind like why King Slime is some ninja infused in slime and wears a crown? Like, what's his purpose? Why is he out here doing the things he does? I don't know if we'll get questions like that answered in this, but I'm ready to get into it. And I think anybody's going to be here, so I'm going to assume that I will just be doing this as almost like a recording, like a first-hand react. But this video is by Minaxa. I think that's like one of the top viewed lore videos when it comes to this game, from what I remember. From the looks of things, yeah. There's an iceberg Terraria thing, so all the things that we do know, things that we don't know. We could watch that another day, but we'll be sticking with this one for now. So YouTube, show me the money. And we'll make sure that everything's working. Okay, so my mic. Discord if we really need to. I doubt that we're going to be using Discord for anything, because I think it's just dead space at this point. And then when desktop audio, we will get to actually hear it. What's this? Hold up. Messages are popping up. I gotta check out first. I've never done that before. What the heck is this? Hold on a second. I gotta see what this is. What is this? Sorry. There's a video that somebody posted in one of our group chats. It's kind of throwing me for a loop, I gotta tell you, honestly. Don't know what that's about. Kind of scared me a bit. Okay. Am I far out enough? I feel like I have to move myself in this. Yeah, I think I told myself I needed to move myself. I think that might be the only thing I can do. But I'm ready. So, shout out to Minaxa for putting this video out. We will be now watching to see what Terraria is all about, because I'm excited to see. So, let's get into it.
Is a game that I hold.
Sorry, forgot to turn the audio again. Now we can begin.
Terraria is a game that I hold very, very close to my heart. Not only do I share a birthday with it, but it's also one of my favorite and most played games of all time. I've watched it grow and change alongside me for 13 years. But one thing about Terraria that has never changed is the presence of some strange narrative implications. I'm sure a lot of you remember asking yourselves the first time you played Terraria, what the hell is an Eye of Cthulhu? The game's most recognizable and often...
So simultaneously too, on top of watching this, we will be stopping to like do some analysis. But seriously, he's right about that because I knew of Cthulhu. Like I think a good chunk of us knew who Cthulhu was. If you didn't know, I really recommend looking into some of the stuff when it comes to Lovecraftian lore. It's amazing stuff. I've seen some crazy games come out that deal with this kind of with Cthulhu and Eldritch gods and all that. It's so it's fascinating. It's freaky, and I think if anybody has watched Iron Lung recently, I feel like there's some elements of Eldritch beings in that as well. I don't know if that's how the game was. I really don't know, but I recommend watching that if you haven't. But yeah, the Eye of Cthulhu is something because it's just like, wait, why is the Eye of Cthulhu in the game, but Cthulhu is not? But that was before I knew that Cthulhu was in the game. Because why would you call something an Eye of Cthulhu if it actually wasn't? It brings on a whole premise, though, like the whole anatomy of Cthulhu in itself. If the eye does what it does, if you guys have played, if the eye does those things, I can't imagine what the rest of the body of Cthulhu does. Because, yeah, we're like living things are built up of microorganisms and stuff, but it's like when they become separate, they become sentient in themselves, and it's weird. So yeah, like what the heck is an Eye of Cthulhu, huh?
First boss single-handedly had millions questioning.
Hey Gizmo, thanks for joining, mate. I don't know if you're gonna be able to stick around. It's up to you, of course. But we're jumping into this, covering up some details, and we'll continue on from there. So let's keep going. We just started, so you haven't missed anything yet. What was the most watched moment in all this? Oh, that's a lot of dryads. So this is going to be the most watched. So something about Plantera. Alright, let's continue.
What the presence of an eldritch being like Cthulhu could mean. Though I doubt most of the people who have played Terraria cared to think past that. The story simply isn't the point of the game. Well, 14 years and a laughable amount of final updates later, the game has actually managed to produce what I would designate a semi-cohesive story, though developers have clarified that the game's lore is purposefully vague. I've put together my own interpretation of the game using the clues left behind, and today I'd like to share that vision with you. So with that said, my name is Minaxa, and today I'm going to tell you the story of Terraria's lore. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's get right into it.
Maybe I should do that. Do I have chips? I have chips. Okay, well that adds a whole different premise to it. So, wow, the developers of the game actually didn't really have like a big story in this. I'm very surprised. I would have thought, because this game is expansive, but then again, it is one of those games where it just keeps like adding more stuff, but not an excessive amount of stuff. Not like Fortnite or something that just adds like something after every month. But wow, they made this entire like 2D game and had no story to it. Because they literally, I guess it's just like, oh, let's throw in a bunch of bosses and you can fight them. That's the kind of premise that it gives me. Yeah. So, man, that's interesting. Okay. So it means, like, my plotline that I had in mind for a story would possibly work. But again, I want to go based off of what this mate says, because the context of the game that he's going off of would be here. So, let's see what this is.
But before I can tell you about the lore of Terraria, I want to tell you about today's sponsor,
Raycon. Sorry, I can't do that. The Legend of Terraria. Okay, here we go.
Now, before we truly begin our journey, we need to know what happened before our time. The Legend of Terraria.
I literally wrote
the
this.
Order of the Guide tells us of this. A tale of good and evil.
The Hollow?
A marvelous recollection of a war and its consequences on the world. And it goes like this. In the beginning, the gods established a balance within nature and created infinite, parallel Terraria worlds. Each world is a living being that feels and knows everything that happens in them.
I forgot about that. I forgot that literally Terraria is the word refabricated for like Terra, and Terra is the living being of the world. I completely forgot that Terraria is the planet as a whole is alive. I didn't know about the multiverse thing, but then again, I should have expected it because you literally make multiple worlds. But how did I forget about that? Oh my god, I wouldn't even know how to implement that. Oh, I stopped at my time. That was not intentional. Alright, let's keep going.
And each was given the task of maintaining balance and order at all costs. Centuries before our time, the world of Terraria was full of life, different creatures and peoples all living together. Whether or not this was a time of peace or a time of war, we really don't know, save for a specific, prosperous ancient city. Unfortunately, these times of relative peace would come to an end with the appearance of a powerful being known as Cthulhu, craving nothing but destruction. His presence threatened not only the mentioned city, but the entirety of Terraria. This conflict would later be known as the War of Cthulhu. A powerful race known as the Dryads, who had an innate connection to the land, managed to fend him off, but they weren't powerful enough to kill him outright. Instead, they inflicted heavy damage, ripping out his eyes, spine, and parts of his skeleton and brain, forcing a retreat to the dark side of the moon.
Okay, so yeah, that builds up the bosses that we see in the game. Brain was obviously added later. A weird spot to put the brain, I must say. But I guess it makes sense. Like, you needed to put a spot for it. But that seems morbid, I gotta say. I think that would be very morbid, to say the least. You're telling me these mates that live on this planet, who present themselves as very peaceful entities, the Dryads, ripped out a mate? Like, tore him apart. They just tore him up. That's what happened? That's gruesome.
There he'd slowly regenerate his power and plot to someday return. Of all the Dryads, only one survived this war, leaving the future of the world in dire straits. Even though Cthulhu had been banished, he could still influence the world from the moon, spreading evil and hatred throughout. Countless horrible and unnatural creatures began to roam the realm, and many found themselves struck with a fascination, as opposed to fear, of Cthulhu. Because of this, a small group of cultists formed with the goal of assisting in his revival, led by a particularly obsessed zealot. Regarding the ancient city, the skeletal remains of Cthulhu were so powerful on their own that their mere presence manifested a curse on its entirety. The curse caused everyone in the city to go insane, living long past their due and decaying down to their bones, forever left to rot in what was now a dungeon. A benevolent old man is also affected by this curse, being forced to act as the guardian of the dungeon. Never being allowed to leave, he would transform into the giant skeletal remains of Cthulhu should anyone attempt to break in. The role was likely thrust upon him by the cult, who accommodated the city and eventually used it as a base of operations.
Okay, yeah, that was a genuine question that I had when it came to the mate too. Because I just never understood, like, it makes sense with the entities, like all the skeletons and stuff who live in the dungeon. They were cursed, they would live there, they live there for a long time. But, like, the old man, like, he becomes a regular NPC when you defeat Skeletron, but what happened to him? How did these cultists manage to find him? Or did he just happen to stumble across, saw what they were doing, they caught him, and then cursed him? That's my only takeaway. I wonder if there's more context. If we speak to the mate directly, probably when we get into the game again and we find him in the dungeon, he'd be like, these things happen to me. I know he says he's just like, do invoke this and all that, but how do you get a mate to embody an entire skeleton of a deity like that? I mean, there's magic, so I don't know why I'm questioning it. But also, I didn't realize how human, like the skeleton of Cthulhu looked. That's what didn't make any sense to me. Moonfish. Hello, mate. What's up? How you doing? Thank you for stopping here. We're currently in the middle of watching and learning more about the lore of Terraria, and then we're going to jump in the game a little bit later. But I'm going to do a breakdown for this. I'm going to see how far it goes, because this video is 40 minutes long, so this might just be the entire stream. I don't know. And I have a day off for one more day. I probably could have done this tomorrow, but it depends. But yeah, so right now we're breaking down... You changed the name to Moonfish. Why is that? Eventually used as a base of operations. Yeah, because then we find the cultists... We find the cultists afterwards, so they don't exist in the dungeon until later. But where have they been this entire time? I assume it's just a loading thing when it comes to the game. It's just like, oh yeah, we can't have both entities here. But, yeah. Call you Luna? That's a little close to my mate right here. I don't know if I can. I'm going to call you Moonfish. Because this is Luma. Very close. One letter off. Let's see. Legend of Terraria. Yes, there's some continuation. I just noticed his mate's like picture kind of reminds me of Vox from Has-Been Hotel. Alright, so we're going to continue on from this point, but it was talking about the dungeons, the mate who got cursed, the old man who also just happened to get cursed. I don't know if he stumbled across the place or whatnot, but yeah. Alright, let's continue.
The parts of Cthulhu's brain and spine also went on to influence the world after they were left behind, becoming the rulers of two separate forces that would aggressively attempt to overthrow the world balance. The remaining Terrarians who avoided terrible fates, whether due to the curse or Cthulhu's wrath, went into hiding. The great civilizations that once inhabited the world faded into mere memory, and much time passed. Eventually, the cult identified a genius engineer capable of greatly expediting their cause. Against his will, they instruct the old man to kidnap this genius and bring her to the dungeon. With no other choice, she provides the cult with mechanical reconstructions of Cthulhu's body parts, either in an effort to assist Cthulhu or make a new Cthulhu entirely.
Wait, the mechanic is responsible for those builds? That's new for me. I had no idea. Vox was your favorite character? I like Nifty. Nifty's fun. Is she my favorite character though? Yeah, I think so. I like Nifty. Vox is a little nutty. I gotta tell you, he's insane. That mate needs things put together. It really is just a power trip. I hope you watched the recent season, because that was crazy. But back to the game. Wow, I didn't know that she built them. Actually, I don't know much about Vanilla Terraria lore. That's interesting. Yeah, that caught me by surprise. She built them? Obviously, she was kind of forced to, but the fact that she was able to build these things is what's nuts. I'm surprised we never got a Mecha Cthulhu, though, because they were trying to, like, rebuild it, so they made, like, the twins and all that. Like, we have Cthulhu, but do we have a Mecha Cthulhu? I know that we have the trio, like when all three of them come together, but I wonder if there's like another world where they would have still had her in captivity, and she managed to build an entire Cthulhu from scratch. I had no idea that she was the... Well, it's like in the name, but you would think it's just like, oh yeah, she's just a mechanic from like downtown. No. She built these things. What? Closest we have is Mechadusa. I don't know that one. Is that vanilla though? It has to be vanilla. That's why. Because if it's another mod or something, then we have various possibilities on what mechanical entities of that capacity could be. Because I know the trio is its own thing, but wow. I always wondered that, because I had a story plot put in for the mechanical beings to be like, oh, these ancient runic like machines that have just kind of been hiding away underground. But she build them. That's what's crazy to me. Oh, legendary mode exclusive boss. Okay. God dang. So maybe it's canonical. Let's continue.
If she had finished the mechanical brain, it may have spelled doom for the entire world.
Mechanical brain.
This time, for good. And that's where we come in.
Afterwards? We come in after all that? I guess that makes sense.
At last, our journey begins in a forest with nothing to our name except for some rudimentary tools. Strangely, someone else is here with us. Scott the Guide. We don't know much about the guides, aside from the fact that they are an organized group that passes down their accumulation of knowledge across generations, including the legend that I just told. So, fittingly, he seems to be here to help us navigate this unfamiliar world. His first piece of advice leads us to begin gathering some useful resources and begin putting together a basic shelter. Before long, though...
I know that house looks shoddy, but I like it.
Night falls, and it's here that we learn that floating demon eyes and the undead rule the night. In this world, it's kill or be killed. With the outside avenues surrounded by enemies, our only option is to dig down and wait until the night passes. Thankfully, the underground is also a place that provides. During this spelunking, we receive a message that a person has actually moved into our home, Milton the Merchant. This proves that the land of Terraria has more people than just us and the guide, though most are probably travelers who don't see any value in or are incapable of making their own permanent settlements. Speaking to him, the first thing he says, "I hope a scrawny kid like you isn't all that is standing between us and Cthulhu's eye." This serves as a reminder that the threat of Cthulhu is still ever present in the minds of everyone, and we are apparently in no shape to face this issue.
So with the eye, it's just an eyeball, and somehow it's like a threat to all of Terraria. It's just an eyeball, and it's threatening people so intensely. I know that when we're starters, like where we're at, it's like a difficult fight, especially on your own. But even like in bigger cities and stuff, you don't have armies that are capable of taking this thing out. I transitioned recently. If you're wondering about my name, I hope it's not too much of a... No, of course not. Of course not. We had another mate, went by the name of Astra. I think it was Astrid no, I don't remember what the name was before. They came by some time ago. They go by the name of Fairy Cheese. I don't know if they're ever on this side of the channel. We played with them a long time ago. I haven't heard from them since. I think it's because it's on the VR side of the channel. I just gotta call it gaming now because I'm going to transition stuff over there for gaming as a whole. I think I just need something to do with this channel now that I have it. But yeah, well, we have a couple of mates who do that. We even had a mate who presents himself as being bi as well. We're a fully expansive community. We're no hate here. So, but for the eye, like the eye, it's like such a simple starter, but I guess maybe nobody's gotten past the point. How does one mate, ourselves, manage to get all the resources that they need to build up to the fight, and yet an entire village can't get the resources in order to build proper defense? Then again, we do die a lot when it comes to this game. We just pick up where we left off. So ultimately, I mean, technically, if you were to play this game for the first time without all the information, and you played hard mode immediately, or just like legendary or something, it probably would kill you quickly. The eye would kill you quickly, you had no chance. But then again, you're on your own. So yeah, of course it's going to kill you. But an entire army's worth of people in bigger cities still cannot take this thing out. And it could be because of the time. I know they talk about it's just like, oh, the Eye of Cthulhu leaves in the daytime to regenerate and stuff. So maybe that's all it is that the Eye is not capable of... Maybe the Eye knows in bigger cities when it's outnumbered, so it flees. But it thinks it could take us on because we're just one person. Maybe that's what it is. And in the end, we end up winning.
Though, even just in our first day, we've managed to gather a few things to make ourselves considerably stronger. And by now, it should be clear that the land has an abundance of resources that it can provide us with. We just need to work to gather and refine them into tools we can use to defend ourselves. Interestingly, natural resources are not all that can be found. There are cabins, chests, and statues littered throughout the underground, lending credence to the fact that somebody had to have been down here before us. Although, considering the dilapidated state of them all, this was clearly a long, long time ago.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know why I never thought about it, because I always usually called those like mine shafts and stuff. But I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't know why it didn't occur to me. It's like, oh yeah, there's equipment and tools and decoration and stuff. So it's like when the threats of Cthulhu took over the overworld, I guess we had to hide underground. Or like people had to hide underground. And they probably lived there for a long time until Cthulhu's influence continued to wreak havoc, which eventually burrowed its way down into the depths of the earth. And now nobody lives here. That's one fancy mineshaft, I know.
One of these cabins contains a curious little item, a suspicious-looking eye, said to summon the Eye of Cthulhu that we just learned about. After equipping newfound items and making preparations, we set out to explore the outskirts of the world in search of more, only to find a terrible, decaying wasteland.
Okay. I should have looked into that. I don't know, maybe they just have like things to be able to put this stuff together. But in those mine shafts, like, yeah, you find the suspicious looking eyes and stuff. But who's building them? Who's making those things? And clearly you need, like, as a starter, you need the altar in order to make it. Like, you need the altar. So somebody underground had to burrow their way into caves and systems to reach the altars in the corruption or said Crimson to put this thing together. But why? Are they planning to go to the surface and fight the Eye? Is that what's happening? That could be it too. Because there's no sign of bodies or anything when it comes to those underground houses. So it's almost like people were living there, decided, you know what? We need to bring forth the creature that is decimating our lands and finally bring an end to it. But none of them make it. No one makes it. Maybe there's another trying before us. Oh, kind of like what we're doing? Yeah, it could be. And they probably failed. Yeah, that's a true one. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I don't know why I just assumed that because of who we play as, that this is it. Like, this is the mate who decided one day it was my turn. Like, it was my go. I am going to go out into the wilderness and fight these things. I'm sure he's not the only one. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But yeah, that's unfortunate.
The east of our settlement, the corruption. Now, there are several concepts from the legend that I have omitted, as I want to bring them up when appropriate. The corruption is described in the legend as a cancer caused by the sins of those living in the world of Terraria. It knows nothing else but to consume everything it touches, leaving behind terrible creatures of hate that exist for the sole reason to cause pain in punishment for the unearned pleasure experienced by living things. After it restores balance to life, it destroys it, with the goal of turning the entire world into a desolate abyss, void of life. This force is but one of several that act in tandem to maintain this sense of balance within the world of Terraria. The corruption can spread, but it does so slowly, and can easily be quenched. As it stands, it does not pose a threat to the entire world. Though, as we will come to find out, these forces tend to overcompensate and do more harm than good. The corruption is also but one side of a coin, with its counterpart being the Crimson. Generally, these cannot coexist, though with some intervention, it's certainly possible. In legend, it is described as a single emergent living being connected directly to each world, sharing a hive mind and solely focused on restoring balance at all costs. Thousands of worlds before this one have been absorbed by this being. Many misguided people have even made the horrific mistake of raising the Crimson to the level of a deity, conducting human sacrifices to it to placate the monstrosity or seek its favor. To me, the origin of the Crimson seems rather simple. The severed piece of Cthulhu's brain formed a consciousness of its own
Yeah.
and manifested a hive mind that acts similarly to the corruption.
I mean, it seems like those came from the same place now. I would assume that's how that happened. Because the brain of Cthulhu, obviously, under the influence, but also talking about the spine of Cthulhu, that's the Devourer, the Eater of Worlds. So both of them have the self-conscious righteousness in their own right to inflict destruction like Cthulhu would. That's what I get from that. Because I was wondering what that was when the mate was talking about how this was put in, the Crimson was put in to make balance, but deeply unfolded. Unless this is the aftermath of what the Terrarians presumed to be a deity and started sacrificing things to it. So it's just the flesh amalgamations of people put back together from the madness that is Cthulhu. My god. I'm trying to piece it together because, yeah, like, these are the ones that are supposed to bring balance. So it's not like we can actually really get rid of it. Or more so, getting rid of the crimson or corruption on any world. I know you can do it, but that means it's imbalanced, right? That's what they're referring to. Because when this exists, when these biomes exist, crimson or corruption, balance exists. But there's no balance if we clear everything. It sucks to see it. Like, you don't want to see face head. I always forget what they're called. Face monsters and spiders, like these guys. You don't want to see them around. But they bring balance because of their existence with us. That's the only takeaway I have of that. It definitely feels that way, because the way that this video started was that the gods developed Terraria for the sake of well, not so much the reason, but they did build these Terrarian worlds, and they built multiple of them. So it already establishes that there is a multiverse. And each one consists to have the influence of Cthulhu in either corruption or crimson, is what it's also presented with. It is a lot darker, but it's like, that means that to have balance in the world, you cannot remove corruption or crimson from it. I know you get an achievement for it, but I presume that's what he's talking about, is that this has to exist in order for balance to proceed. That's the only way I could interpret it. Because I can't see it being where it's just like, oh, look, the corruption and crimson are gone. Unless it is being unstable. Oh, wait, he literally just said that these environments have existed for so long that they've gotten out of hand. Okay, so yeah, they are a problem. Never mind, throw everything I just said out the window. They are a problem.
Though in this particular world, the Crimson and by extension, the Brain of Cthulhu, are not present. Although the corruption, unlike the Crimson, seems to unambiguously be caused by natural events, I do believe that it is still connected to one of Cthulhu's other body parts, specifically his spine. It is possible that both of these forces existed before Cthulhu appeared and were simply exacerbated by his presence, or they specifically were manifested by the world after Cthulhu showed up. Regardless of which origin is correct, by this point we've already accounted for where 3 of the 4 Cthulhu body parts are. After briefly exploring the underground corruption and destroying a shadow orb by suggestion of the guide, we then proceed to explore further west, encountering the desert and the jungle. By this point we have acquired ample accommodations to take on the threat the merchant told us about. After some brief final preparations, our first battle begins.
Hey, this is like how I was editing.
With that, Cthulhu's eye is swiftly defeated, marking the first step in our journey towards saving Terraria. With the spoils from the eye leading to weapons fashioned from the corruption's ore, demonite, we can now venture further into the world to discover...
That is true. I was wondering how we proceeded even further to fighting these entities, but I forget that we literally collected a material from an entity that has not been able to be killed. Noted that we could find demonite and stuff underground, but it's not exactly easy to get to. Nor can we mine it with the standard materials like iron or stuff like that, right? I don't remember. Gold pickaxes break it, right? I don't remember. But yeah, I forget that like one of the most unique weapons that you ever get in the beginning, especially as a melee, is the Light's Bane. It's a tool made from magic, basically. Nobody else has it because everybody else is still using like anything from gold and platinum and below that. That makes a lot of sense. So I guess yeah, that follows through. So literally, this killing the Eye of Cthulhu literally is the key to getting to the finale. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that was the case? It's all because you were able to finally defeat an entity that was not able to be killed for a long period of time, and it just gave you the resources that basically put you in place to fight the very entity causing so much harm to the multiverse as it is. Just because you defeated one eyeball. Just because you defeated the eyeball. You took the resources that he was made out of and use it against him. Practically. Mind you get better stuff as you go, but you wouldn't be able to make it any further otherwise. That's interesting. I like to see those evolutions. I did post, I don't know if you saw it, Moon? I don't know if you saw it, but, the post I put when we played Calamity a long time ago was cut down a tree in Terraria, and the finale was a rock. But it's like you fought gods to get to that point. You were fighting gods. You started as a regular person with regular tools. And then you're a god killer. That's the craziest evolution that I've seen. The evolution of like games and stuff like this is so fascinating. To see where things start and where things are or ended. It's really cool. But brain, what are you trying to brain? Brain of Cthulhu? No, not that. I had something else in mind and I completely forgot what it was. Oh, the effects of the world now. Because the Eye of Cthulhu was like the biggest threat to the villages and stuff. But now if it's gone, then what happens to all the villages now? Do they just assume that the eye is still around? Because it's not like you're out there fighting this thing, kill this thing, and we're like, all right, I'm going to report this to the town. And any rock is the first creation of the god of a primordial light. It's a rock. You just get to see different things that you don't get to see normally. That's what it is. It's a rock. If you want to talk about creation, the first creation of the gods, so are every atom in the entire existence of the universe. They're just very sparse and spaced out, and they've collided with each other. It's made from the same materials. But it's basically that rock is just preserved. It's preserved in the state that it is and can't bind with anything else. Which is still fascinating, but still. I didn't know how the other cities and stuff. It's not even lying, that's canon. Well, yeah, I know that. It's not just a rock, because we get to actually use it, and it does things. But, sorry for the yawn. Yeah, we didn't report it or anything, so I guess all the neighboring villages and stuff are just living in fear. Still. I mean, but I do remember a piece of the Terraria lore where they talked about how what we're doing is super risky. Because we might be defeating threats, but the problem is that defeating threats just ends up unlocking new threats, if I remember. And I do know a piece about the Wall of Flesh, but I won't talk about it here in case he does mention it, because I do want to hear him out on it if he mentions it. Let's go and continue.
For what we've yet to find. Heading to the far east, we eventually encounter the ruins of the ancient city, the dungeon.
Dungeons and Dryads. Ha ha, D&D. I
The
love
front
it.
entrance is guarded by the cursed old man, who tells us that we are not nearly strong enough to free him from his master. He clearly has our safety at heart, so for now we must leave him to his own devices. With that said, we then build an ocean town and some more throughout the world in order to establish a pylon network for ease of travel. In the process of building housing on the outskirts, goblin scouts occasionally appear with hostile intent. Defeating them drops some tattered cloth, a material that we could use to summon their entire army. It's interesting to note that there are quite a few travelers and other races hiding away in the world still, but they lack the level of scale and organization that the civilizations of Terraria once had. Among those that do show up is someone very important, the final Dryad. Before we can get the opportunity...
That was new information to me too when I heard about this. I didn't know that she was actually the last Dryad. The final one. I did not know that. I feel like that's not possible. But I'm not sure. Did literally every single Dryad come together to try to fight Cthulhu? Is that what happened? And how did she survive? What's her story on that? See, I want to get a good cut down and a good briefing on every Terraria character that there is. Because if she's the last Dryad, how did she happen to be the last one? Did she play dead? Did she run? What caused the events to happen to where she is the last one? Because if Cthulhu left, if he fled to the moon to regenerate, she couldn't just be the only one. Unless there's something that Cthulhu knows that if killing all the Dryads does something drastically wrong for him and brings attention to him. Because I don't know, it feels like Cthulhu's like... Cthulhu gives me, at a god level, if we bring this god level down to earth, like a human level, is that you and your mates are at a table building a world, basically a D&D session. You're building this world up together. That's kind of like what the story is playing here. And you guys all decide to go take a break. Go find food, go use the restroom. And Cthulhu is the little brother. The little mischievous brother who wants nothing but chaos. And he comes up to this D&D game to mess with it, to mess it up and cause issues. And just because it's fun to him. And he likes it. He likes the chaos. He likes to mess with things. And as a result of it, it's just like he doesn't want to make too much of a difference to where it becomes noticeable, or else he gets punished for it. That's what that gives me. I know it kind of diminishes like the level of what Cthulhu is, and historically with the Lovecraftian stuff. But I even think about that in the same context of like the devil. It's just like, to us, it's important because it's human lives. We are humans. But at a god level, Lucifer or the devil, depending on whichever one you determine with, we know who we're talking about. He's a mischievous mate. He's a mischievous angel, and he just was punished for his actions, like a small child would be. He is the son of God, and he was punished. But on a human level, it's much more drastic because it's beyond our comprehension. That's what I take it as. I could be very wrong. I'm not sure on the whole context on a religious purpose either. But that's kind of where I break it down to for myself. But yeah, so the Dryad being the last one makes me think that it was intentional, almost. But who knows? So the first two seem very probable, but the third one, I'm not sure. Unless she says something and I'm just holding up this lore thing just to find out later. Let's see and go ahead just in case.
Opportunity to talk to her, the blood moon rises, which means new creatures to terrorize the night. The villagers become noticeably more irritable during this event, and many that would normally be peaceful are transformed into evil versions of themselves. Considering the similar theme of being corrupted and the bloody grotesque creatures aligning with the Crimson, I wouldn't be surprised if this blood moon was an unnatural phenomenon caused by Cthulhu's influence reaching all the way from the dark side of the moon. Once the jungle town is finished, we can finally speak with the last remaining Dryad from the legend. When talking to her, we can even check the status of our world, with it currently being 8% corrupt. She insists that we must cleanse the world and also mentions she's 500 years old.
Oh,
This
Jesus.
implies that Cthulhu's invasion could have taken place as much as around 5 centuries ago.
Yeah.
It's possible she had been in hiding ever since then, but with the defeat of Cthulhu's Eye, she mustered the confidence to come to us and guide us towards a brighter future. So now we have a secondary objective: bring the world to a state of complete purity. Although she sells a purification powder which could help the cause, it isn't nearly effective enough to use on a large scale. Until we get better tools to accomplish this task, it will unfortunately have to be put on hold. Later, we find and locate the Aether, a small area that contains a mysterious liquid with transmutative properties.
I do gotta say, because this I know nothing about. This was not in the original game when I played this. The last time I played this in older Terraria, like Eye of Cthulhu and everything, all the lore was there, but this was a new edition, so I knew nothing about this.
Although any information regarding its origin is limited or non-existent, its ability to transform NPCs into alternate versions of themselves leads me to believe it may have something to do with a connection between the infinite parallel worlds that exist within the Terraria universe.
It's like everybody just not so much swapped, but the histories kind of shifted. That's pretty cool, because I mean, in a multiverse, there's got to be some worlds that are older than others. They could all simultaneously be made, but I don't know if that's the case, if that's what some of the mates look like, I think. Unless they were just made in that state. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that could be.
Back at home base, we gather enough materials to craft a goblin battle standard, figuring that the army will likely show up sooner or later to search for their fallen scouts. And so, the battle begins. With our current strength, this fight is no easy one, but even still, we manage to succeed without a single death to our name, and the goblin army is defeated. Feeling emboldened by the victory, we move on to the corruption's vile deity, breaking 2 more shadow orbs to summon the Eater of Worlds. This battle was even closer, being nearly on the brink of death for arguably more of the fight than not. Regardless, the Eater of Worlds, the deity of the corruption, is defeated.
I was gonna say that. I do wonder. Gonna head out for the job. Thanks for streaming, by the way. I'd love to see you watch the Calamity Law as well someday. Ooh, that sounds intriguing. Maybe we will. But I wondered about that. Is that it kind of gives the presence in this video of the order that we're supposed to be doing this in. I don't know if it's true. Obviously, you don't have to, but it's just there in the back of my mind. Have a good one, though, mate, if you manage to catch us again in a little bit, but if you can't, that's okay.
With new equipment bolstering our defense, we can now use gravitation potions to safely explore the skies above, encountering many floating sky islands and empty buildings still in pristine condition. We have no idea who created these houses or who previously inhabited them, but either way, they left behind many things to aid in our quest. Later on, in the midst of selling the spoils from the Sky Islands for a profit, slime begins to rain from the sky.
Oh yeah, I just realized that King Slime hasn't even been talked about yet. So, I mean, he's presented usually as the first boss, so it's weird that he's not in this. I think in this mate is telling a story differently. How he did say that, I think. He's doing it in the way that he perceived it. And I guess in a sense it could add up. But also the slime rain could happen at any point. I don't know.
Peculiar event culminates in the summoning of the King Slime, a conglomeration of dozens of blue slimes that came together to form a leader greater than the sum of their parts. Curiously, we can see a person, just like us, actually stuck inside of it, but when we defeat this slime, only his clothes drop, implying he may have dissolved in the process of our fight.
Well, who was he? I genuinely thought that he was like, oh, I mean to do this. This was intentional. He just got trapped? Where was the idea for this? Genuinely, though. Because it's like there's just random ninja armor in a slime. It's just like, how did other people dissolve and he didn't? Is it like a vitality thing? Where he had so much like willpower that it didn't affect him at all? Or like it took longer for the slime to break him down? That's the only thing I could suspect for that.
Oops.
Guardians.
With the surface and skies of the world all but fully explored, the only remaining option is to dig until we reach the bottom, and in doing so we encounter a new, sinister area of the underground. Hell. Immediately we find an enemy called a voodoo demon carrying a suspiciously familiar guide voodoo doll, with its description reading, "You are a terrible person." This item's purpose and existence are pretty mysterious. It can be used to hurt the guide, but why would we want to? Why was a demon carrying this item? And where did it come from? The guide was already a mysterious figure, possessing oddly specific knowledge about the world. Either way, it's clear that something terrible will happen if we use the doll, so for now, we move on to doing other things. We find and free the bound goblin tinkerer who says he was tied up and left underground by the other goblins. He allows us to combine many of the accessories we've acquired so far, which puts us at a point in which we can contend with the old man's curse. So, that night, we return to the entrance of the ancient city and confront the dungeon's guardian once more, and the battle begins. In an instant, the old man transforms into the cursed remains of Cthulhu's skeleton. His massive hands flail through the air, and upon them being destroyed, he starts firing magic skulls. The old man arguably had the worst fate out of everyone that fell to the curse. He was blessed with immortality, but he didn't go insane or rot like the rest of them. At the very least, they weren't conscious of what was happening. He's likely been forced to reside outside the dungeon for decades or even centuries, and nobody has ever been powerful enough to free him of his curse. Until now.
I feel like this is like an insight, obviously not a very straightforward one, but it's like a strange insight in how the fact that merging outside bounds of like things that you're not familiar with, just gaining all those experiences, just really helps pursue even further. This is a little bit more of a realistic take, but it's the fact that like, oh yeah, like the tools that we use to fight Skeletron here, a combination of things that we wouldn't have had otherwise if we did not find the goblin. With tools and resources that we would have not collected if we didn't go very far underground. More experiences, more things that you learn, more extensive bounds helps so much. Take him out. There it is.
With the Guardian defeated, the three parts of Cthulhu present in our world have all been conquered, and we can now enter what remains of the ancient city. Littered throughout are the bones of those who once called this place home, along with locked chests containing their lost belongings. Based on the abilities of those left behind and evidence from the various items, it's clear that the civilization that previously inhabited this place was very advanced, skilled in summoning, alchemy, and capable of utilizing mechanical and magical weapons. Of particular note are the faction flags and paintings that can be found all over the place. Now, the 6 faction flags are a bit less interesting, but I find it cool that they can be associated with certain adversaries within the dungeon. The obvious implication here is that the ancient city once had conflicting groups with different interests, which...
I mean, does it? I guess, let me see.
I think is just a fun detail to uncover. More interesting, though, is the paintings that can be found in the dungeon.
Okay, I think I'll say it on this. I don't know. He said that like the 4 factions, because yeah, there's the banners, but I wonder if it's like a Harry Potter situation. There's just different houses, and there's certain skill sets that certain people can pursue, so they get better at it, or like their expertise is in those fields. It doesn't have to be malicious, like they don't have to be against each other. But that is a theory that he's coming up. I'm not saying he's wrong. It's possible. But it's just the idea is just like, well, that might not be the only thing. These people clearly lived here all together, and they're all working together to fight you. So they could just be different houses meant to learn and teach new methods of magic use, or because it seems like everybody here uses magic, but weaponry and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, I'm seeing in the picture already right here, the hollow it exists on this picture. So there's already a reality of knowing that the hollow exists even before the wall of flesh happens. So let's continue.
Many of them depict events tied directly to Cthulhu, such as the Blood Moon, the Old Man, and the recreations of Cthulhu. While looting the dungeon, we find someone of particular interest to us as well, the mechanic, tied up and abandoned. We knew she was being used by the cult to manufacture Cthulhu's mechanical body parts, but we didn't know what happened to her after that. It almost seems as if she was tied up and left behind in a hurry, like the members of the cult were here, but fled without her after we defeated the Guardian. This would explain why the mechanical brain was never finished, because we interfered by freeing the old man and...
Okay, I had to assume that like way beforehand, because he presents this whole thing in the beginning about it's just like, oh, she built the mechanical beasts, and then we showed up. But maybe because within that time she was probably in the middle of building the thing, but then they stopped because we did interfere. So that starts to add up.
And the mechanic before she could ever do so. Even the mere existence of the cult and the mechanical Cthulhu recreations were merely rumors and hushed whispers among the wider world, at least according to the legend. So with this in mind, we can evaluate how the cult operates. They don't feel the need to appear before us directly, rather preferring to work in the shadows away from attention. But even though it was indirect, we had finally gotten to the point where we could disturb their plans.
Yeah.
After freeing him from his curse, the old man moves in as the clothier. Both the clothier and the mechanic share a mutual hatred towards each other, though for some odd reason, they don't quite seem to remember why. When in her presence, the clothier says, "I keep having vague memories of tying up a woman and throwing her in a dungeon."
Oh, he did
Likewise,
that.
all the mechanic has to say about him is that he doesn't know how to treat a woman. The mechanic also tells the player that she hates the caverns if you bring her to them, remarking that it reminds her of a traumatic experience. But once again, she doesn't specify what she means by that. In general, I find it hard to believe the mechanic wouldn't warn us of the machines she built while she was trapped in the dungeon, so I believe both of them had their memories tampered with by the cult. Later on, after getting acquainted with each other, the mechanic...
Yeah, I did wonder that. I was just like, why did she say anything to us? I was thinking of it as a plot point in my head. It was just like when she was just like, I have to say something. Like, I built these machines that exist on the ground. It's like, this is the big problem. Why did we not know about this sooner? This would add a lot to it. Oh, but then, we're going to listen to the relationship between these two.
Had their memories tampered with by the cult. Later on, after getting acquainted with each other, the mechanic and goblin tinkerer develop mutual feelings. In fact, most of the villagers have someone they particularly enjoy being around, whether it be out of romantic interest, strange infatuation, or just plain old camaraderie. So clearly, we've managed to turn the world into a safer place for those who lived in fear of Cthulhu, defeating many evils on our path. The villagers are comfortable enough to express themselves and their interests and intermingle with each other. But with that being said, now what do we do? We can't possibly hope to take on Cthulhu as it stands, but the world has run out of means for us to grow stronger. When asking the guide for assistance, he only has one more piece of advice for us. When you are ready to challenge the keeper of the underworld, you will have to make a living sacrifice. Everything you need for it can be found in the underworld.
Why would he tell us
I
this?
think it's finally time to talk about the suspicious history of our guide. Having an abundance of accumulated knowledge is reasonable, but the guide doesn't just know a lot, he knows everything about everything. It begs the question, is there more to the guide than meets the eye? I believe there is. Earlier, I purposefully ignored the most important dungeon painting in order to bring it up at this very moment. It's a parody of the creation of Adam, titled The Creation of the Guide. The original famous painting is a depiction of the biblical Adam, the first man, being created by God in his image. This biblical parallel is no coincidence. We know that each Terraria world is alive and aware of everything happening on it, which seems to mirror the characteristics of an omnipresent god. Not only that, but the legend also tells us of a guardian who serves as the world's master, its protector. Considering the evidence, I can say with confidence that this guardian is the guide himself, sent to us by the world. He is the living sacrifice, and the voodoo doll being burnt in hell is simply a convenient method for us to perform this sacrifice. His instruction, therefore, is made clear. If we can't surpass him here, we aren't worthy of continuing our journey. This isn't just a challenge from the man who helped us get this far. It's a challenge from the world itself.
Okay, so he does talk about it. Good to know. He talks about how the fact that, yes, he talks about the fact that it was brought up that the Wall of Flesh is the world guardian. It's meant to protect. There's like a barrier that is him, the Wall of Flesh, set up to sustain the world's outbreak of like the Hollowed and stuff. I still don't know why it had to be a Wall of Flesh, or how it's the Wall of Flesh, or how he impacts in any way of how the Hollow can exist or not exist. But obviously killing him means that we release it. But how did the demons from the underworld manage to craft the voodoo doll in his image? How did they know about it? That's something that I don't think they actually talk about. So that's another deep layer of lore that we should look into. If it exists. It probably doesn't, but it'd be an interesting thing to see.
And so, we accept. And the battle begins. After the doll melts in the lava, a giant moving wall of flesh, eyes, and mouths appears and makes its way towards us. The very sight makes us horrified. What even is this thing that we're looking at? How was this the guide's true form the whole time? Regardless, using everything that he taught us, we stand our ground and eventually defeat the World Guardian.
Ancient spirits.
With the World Guardian slain, the ancient spirits of light and dark previously held back are released into the world.
So that's how that happens. Okay. I do wonder if maybe those entities... Well, it said spirit, so... I don't know. I don't know what parts of the magic in the Wall of Flesh held back the development of those creatures. But, I mean, it happens. So there's something to it. The ancient spirits of light and dark have been released. So maybe that's what the Wall of... I wonder if the Wall of Flesh is like the amalgamation of the creatures that existed in the Hollow and stuff, and now they just they're kind of stuck in that Wall of Flesh because their bodies got put all together down here in the underworld until you break it apart and kill the core entity in it, and then the creatures are set free. That might be it.
According to the legend, these spirits were freed in an attempt to expedite the search for a new guardian, which I believe is now our role to fill. But this process has...
Whoa, that's a pretty big role to fill. This is like a transition thing where it's like, oh, you defeated the entity, so now you're the new entity, or whatever that concept is. I always forget what it is. Oh my god. That's a responsibility for sure.
Severe consequences for the world at large, as it simultaneously greatly expedites the spread of the corruption and introduces a new force, the overcompensation of purity known as the Hollow. Although the world is now in greater peril...
I meant to say that because I always wondered that, thinking about it in the back of my head. I was just like, this place is so like pretty. It's colorful. So why are all the creatures in it like super violent? And I guess it's because we're like an entity that has destroyed the Guardian. So, oh, sorry. We killed the Guardian, so we have a bit of like inner evil to us. But that, I guess that's where the problem is with having two worlds like that. Is the corruption wants to destroy everything. This is a purification world, and we're just like perfectly balanced. But any traces of evil or corruptiveness or darkness in us is a threat to this side of the world. So I guess that's why both entities are both bad.
Been for perhaps centuries, the spoils of our victory against the Guardian included a hammer that lets us smash the demonic altars in the corruption, leading to stronger metals for us to find underground. Given enough time, we collect enough to make weapons and gear far surpassing anything we've previously had access to, and simultaneously, we discover some sinister objects along the way. The mechanical eye, worm, and skull.
My take on those 3 items now, knowing the stuff, they literally are just remotes. They're just like the keys. You just turn them on and then that wakes them up.
All clearly similar to the object we used to summon Cthulhu's Eye at the beginning of our journey. Each object summons one of the 3 mechanical simulacrums of Cthulhu's body parts that were completed by the mechanic. Across 2 nights, we swiftly defeat the twins, Destroyer and Skeletron Prime. And upon landing the final blow, the upset in the balance of power causes a disturbance within the jungle. With the mechanic under our protection, the cult has no hope of rebuilding these parts and will have to resort to some other avenue to meet their goals.
So the jungle is now getting very angry because it's seeing that we're getting a little too out of hand. So that's why they get angry. Because I always wondered that, because it led to the point where it's like, oh, and this entity and now this entity want to take you out for some reason. And it's just like they're such on like opposing sides of the world that it's like, how am I still like the problem? Like, I stopped these evil things from coming here and yet you still want to fight me. It's that imbalance again, because now we're collecting materials that are making us too strong. Rare metals that we should not have. I guess the basic premise of it is like we were supposed to stop after the Wall of Flesh happened. But we kept going.
In the meantime, we craft new gear using the souls of Might, Fright, and Sight, along with...
That is true. We are literally using entity souls to craft new stuff. Obtaining the very essence of a living being is probably not the most, pure and sane thing to do, to say the least.
the metal scraps from their armor. The source of this strange metal, known as hollowed bars, are unknown, but I would guess that the mechanic was the only one who knew how to build with it, and the souls contained within the mechs were probably stolen.
What does this remind me of? There was something I saw recently that was talking about this. Was it a game? It's like, there was... what was it? There was some game or something that I saw recently that was talking about souls existing in entities that function. What was it? What was the game? I don't know, it'll probably come back to me later.
From the dungeon. Moving over to the jungle to investigate the disturbance, we can find a peculiar glowing pink bulb. Once prepared, we harvest the bulb, only to awaken Plantera, the jungle's dormant floral guardian. And so, the battle begins. Once we take her down, screams echo from the dungeon, and she provides us with a temple key. Much earlier in our journey, during our initial exploration of the underground jungle, we encountered the entrance to this temple, but naturally it was locked. It's only now that we can finally go inside to uncover the lizard people. The bestiary describes them as reclusive people, implying that they may have locked themselves away of their own volition, or it was simply used to describe the fact that they were locked away. Strangely, the witch doctor who appears after Queen Bee is defeated is one of these lizard people, but can be found outside the temple, which the bestiary notes is unusual. Their intent to distance themselves...
I mean, the maid's not particularly, similar in some ways. But there's always one, isn't there? In a society of many, one of them is at least different. Always. You can have 100 babies born from like the same group. They will not all be the same.
Selves is further supported by the excessive.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about in intentions, purpose, values, like the whole principles of being a living being, that freedom of choice and all. You just have like each one of them can be taken math questions, like be raised the same way, and as soon as they're presented with math in front of them, a good chunk of them are not going to be into it.
The amount of deadly traps present in the temple, and the fact that they built themselves a stone guardian, known to us as Golem, in the deepest and largest chamber. Considering the general theming and iconography surrounding the temple, it seems reasonable to assume that the lizard people worship the sun, with Golem being a physical construct meant to harness the sun's power through the use of the power cells. The temple also contains chests, some of which have solar tablets in them, and these tablets are capable of willfully calling forth a solar eclipse. This relationship to the sun they clearly have is also thematically appropriate if you assume they fled underground to hide from Cthulhu, who represents the moon. And while I do believe they ended up locked in the temple because they fled from Cthulhu, it still doesn't explain why the key was in Plantera's possession.
Yeah.
Perhaps it was given to her intentionally to place it under her protection, or maybe it was stolen from them by the witch doctor, explaining why he isn't locked away with the rest of his people. Either way, the temple isn't the only thing that we gained access to following Plantera's defeat, as the dungeon is now infected.
I mean, for the most part, as keys are, you could have a key when you're inside and lock the door, but in the cases like the witch doctor, you could also lock the door from the outside. I don't know. That's another story piece we don't have. It's all wrapped around the characters. When it comes to like the pieces that we're missing, is all wrapped around the characters that we have no deeper depth of story on. And who knows, if we ever got answers to it, clearly the creators of Terraria didn't really plan to have lore of an extensive quality, so these characters don't have any lore besides their professions for the most part. But it's still interesting to figure out how it became the case.
Infested with stronger adversaries, perhaps being the cult's attempt to deter any further progress. Unfortunately for them, if this is the case, it has the complete opposite effect, providing us with what we need to triumph over the Temple Guardian. Following this, Martians unexpectedly invade from space.
I do gotta say, this is a weird leap. I don't know what the deal is with some of these things. Just absolutely jumping the gun. I guess it has to happen at some point. It's got to be a weird skip. It's like if you're walking down the sidewalk. If you keep walking for a continuous amount of time, you're bound to trip at some point. You could probably hold your balance, but if you just keep walking, at some point, something will shift. So I guess it makes sense. But it's just such like a random addition. To be like, oh yes, now aliens rain down from the sky. And it's like, what? I don't know. I don't know how this part of the lore is impacted. Because it feels like aliens like this don't really have an attachment to Terraria. They just kind of are their own thing. Unless they're fleeing a world that's being affected by it too. It could be. I wonder if he'll say that.
But this is nothing more than a bump on the road for us now.
Oh. Jesus. Okay, literally just a bump on the road.
Defeat merely serves as yet another stepping stone to make us stronger for our battle against Cthulhu.
So they're just happenstance resources that we collect? That's crazy.
Which, by now, doesn't seem too far away. But the cult knows this too.
Impending doom. So this is when the cultists reach.
The cult has had their eyes on us.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you had to defeat Golem in order for the cultists to appear, right? Yeah.
Perhaps the entire time we've been on our journey. But defeating Golem was too much for them to ignore. They couldn't afford to hide in the shadows anymore. 4 members gathered outside the dungeon entrance and began a ritual. 2 devotees worship the mysterious tablet above, while the other 2 archers stand guard. What's their goal in performing this ritual? To summon Cthulhu? To help him gain back his power on the moon? To prevent him from coming back too soon? These are all questions we can't yet answer. For now, we need to make preparations for whatever they're planning. So we take on the solar eclipse to craft the Terra Blade, and the pumpkin moon to craft spooky wings. And those final preparations give us the confidence.
Okay, the way he's saying that makes it sound like that is what you have to do. That is not what you have to do. That's just what he did.
We need to disturb their ritual. The 4 cultists are weak and go down in an instant, but a 5th appears out of thin air, the leader of the cult. He siphons the power from the tablet and rises into the air, preparing to attack you. And so, the battle begins. At this point, the potential outcomes of this battle are ambiguous at best. We don't know if we successfully interrupted the ritual and he's fighting out of revenge, or if his absorbing the emblem's power was actually him continuing the ritual and he's simply fending us off until he finishes it. With the power he absorbed, the lunatic cultist uses ancient magic in a desperate fit to get rid of us, but he could never be successful. He was too late, and so we defeat him. But something is wrong. The cultist's defeat acts as a catalyst for a terrible calamity, as connections with 4 planets.
He made himself the key. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, that's right. There's planets.
Are made, and the hostile inhabitants of each begin to invade through these connections. 4 celestial pillars appear at the crossroads between worlds: the nebula, solar, vortex, and stardust pillars. In the bestiary, these pillars are described.
I always forget how grotesque those things are. It's just so weird to look at sometimes. It's just so veiny, I guess. I don't know the word.
As towers that hold the seal, locking away a terrifying tyrant.
I do... It's so weird because when you break these, this is what calls Cthulhu back to Terraria, but it's the Dryads that had him flee. So who set these up that prevent him? Unless these are just important pieces to Cthulhu's growth and they just happen to show up here. Because then that begs the question of what the cultists were actually doing then. Because yeah, they don't actually explain... They didn't explain what the cultists are exactly doing, but they found a fascination with Cthulhu. So I'm trying to run through the scenarios in my head. Is that did the cultists try to lock away the pillars by doing that ritual permanently, and they assume that we're trying to free Cthulhu? Or was he trying to call Cthulhu forward and bring... I don't know, because then why bring forth the pillars if this is what's holding back? Because, I don't know, because that would mean that the pillars are like the repair kits for Cthulhu then. Without all the details, it's so difficult. Because yeah, you really... I know that we associate the cultists with Cthulhu, but maybe that's just been always the assumption. I don't know. They do have insignias and stuff with Cthulhu on it, but Cthulhu's face only really appears on the sigil that we make. Man, okay, so maybe we need more stuff on the cultists. My goodness.
The alien adversaries that accompany them guard them with their life and must be defeated in order to damage and eradicate them.
See, this is what it feels like. It feels like all of these species, the cultists, the aliens, are all trying to protect this because it will free Cthulhu. And we're just out here with weapons of grand value and grand power. We're basically, to them, we probably are just an entity of destruction who just wants chaos. They probably didn't even want this to happen. So that's why we're the bad guy. I've heard about this before, how we talk about it's just like, oh, the Terrarian that we play as is the bad guy. And that's probably why.
These seals are all that's left between us and Cthulhu. But you might be wondering, why would we want to break these seals? Shouldn't we prevent Cthulhu from showing up? Where did this invasion even come from, and how is the cultist's defeat connected to it? It doesn't make sense for the cult to perform the ritual that we interrupted out in public view when they were operating in the shadows all this time. especially when the 4 that were there to oversee it were so weak. I believe this ritual was a trap to lure us in. The lunatic cultist wanted us to show up and stop the ritual so they could swoop in at the last second and absorb all of the power being collected in the mysterious tablet. Then, they did genuinely intend on getting rid of us right then and there using that power, but they realized towards the end of the battle that they were inevitably going to fail. So in a last-ditch effort, they used all of their remaining power to summon the celestial invasion. This is why the message, celestial creatures are invading, appears immediately before the lunatic cultist has been defeated. Of course, this plan does still have its holes. Cthulhu hadn't finished regenerating his body or power quite yet, but the lunatic cultist doesn't care about the consequences that this gambit might have. They simply wanted Cthulhu to return, and they were forced to play their final hand.
Most rituals require sacrifice to complete it, so the cutters completed their goal. Okay. Huh. Okay, so theories are out the window. Probably. I'm not sure. Because even in a good intention, you could probably give your life up for it. I mean, that's what happens when you become a martyr and stuff. Huh. Yeah, it could have been a last-ditch effort, though. It was a trap because it calls the pillars over, and it's just more things that we had to fight. And all we've known is that, oh, this thing's here, it's not supposed to be here, let's fight it. I think. So, I don't know. Because the premise of, like, we're the bad guy and all this still kind of sits in.
And if we were on any ordinary journey, as any ordinary hero, this plan would have worked. We would have died many, many times attempting to thwart the celestial invasion, but we're not normal heroes. One after the other, one by one, each pillar goes down, and from it emerge powerful fragments that can be used to synthesize our most powerful weapons yet. Upon each pillar being destroyed, something terrifying happens to us. Your mind goes numb. You are overwhelmed with pain. Otherworldly voices linger around you. And finally, impending doom approaches. With a certain uneasiness crawling down our back, we make our preparations as the final battle crests the horizon. The culmination of our efforts will be tested here and now, as he approaches. Practically a god, his power knows no limits. The mastermind behind all terrors which befall the world is finally freed from his lunar prison. The Moon Lord, Cthulhu. As expected, he's extremely strong. His attacks pack a punch and there's a lot of them. He has 3 true eyes of Cthulhu situated on his hands and forehead, with the latter shooting a massive laser that devastates anything in its path. It's no wonder that Cthulhu was nearly able to single-handedly destroy the world all those centuries ago. But we're just barely stronger. One by one, the 3 eyes are damaged and released, eventually opening the way to his now exposed core. In the end, it seems like we might lose, being on the very brink of death, but finally, we defeat him. The evil that once threatened the very existence of Terraria has been vanquished by us, the heroes who started our journey with nothing more than a copper short sword, a guide, and a dream. And now we've become more powerful of a being than he ever was, and have rightfully claimed our role as the World Guardian. That being said, our journey isn't over. Not yet. We still have a favor to fulfill.
What? Oh, the removal. Yeah. I didn't know that you could drop that in there. Thank God for the biome potion, though.
For the first time in centuries, the world is pure. We've
Because now it doesn't have the intensive corruption, and it also doesn't have the over-intensive hollow. So that's why it's balanced.
Conquered every enemy, gained all the power we can gain, and saved the world from Cthulhu's wrath. Terraria is finally at peace. But I suppose that's not entirely true. Sure, we saved this world, but remember, Terraria is composed of infinite worlds. This journey and its outcome was but one of millions of potential possibilities. There's still countless worlds to explore, Cthulhu's to defeat, and even greater threats to conquer, should you choose to...
Oh, even he said Cthulhu's to conquer, but if... So is Cthulhu not a god in this? Is he like a demigod? Because I think for like gods plural, like the gods above Terraria, the ones who've made it, are just a single entity in all of existence across this. But in the other worlds, I guess I would suggest that Cthulhu isn't a god in this. He's just another demigod across a multiverse. Because that seems to be Terraria's biggest problem when it comes to the destability of its balance, is that Cthulhu's at the core of all of it. And just taking out one mate in one world would not take him out in any others. Okay, so yeah, he's probably just a demigod.
Face them. In Terraria, there's no such thing as a journey's end. So, what do you say? Want to go back around again?
I don't know, it kind of scares me. That was a good ending. I like how you closed it.
Well, that's gonna wrap up my interpretation of Terraria's...
Yeah, again, it is his interpretation. We don't know if this is the truth, but that's what he's been given. I would love to see the lore on each of the characters, though, to get some bigger detail on everything. I forgot this was his interpretation, so like all the stuff with the mechanic and everything that I was surprised by might not actually be true. She's a mechanic, but I don't know if she can build at that level. But then again, she is in the dungeon, so I don't know. I guess that lore kind of fits. But yeah, that's the lore. So I'm glad to have seen that. We'll probably watch some more stuff as time goes on. But I know that we, at some point, will have to watch the Calamity lore as well. And I know that one's actually a lot more in-depth. That one has a lot of lore in it, because there's like segments and stuff that you could find on every one of the bosses. Again, it's its own thing, so it doesn't have... It's not canon. But I wonder. I really do. I do want to look into it, because I really like Terraria a lot. So hopefully getting something... there we go. So hopefully getting down to the nitty-gritty pieces of it will actually be great. That was cool. I like that. I really did. And now we're actually going to play Terraria. So, man, dang, that's extensive. One of the things about it, though, is the reason why it gets so extensive, I feel, like when it comes to worlds or shows and series and stuff that have such like a big branch of things involved in it, is because it's multiversal. When you start introducing multiversal stuff, it just... So many things overlap when it comes to that. So, I don't know. I think I might ponder on it a little bit, try to let the information marinate so I can come to my own conclusions and do some in-depth work. What's up, human? Oh, the voice chat. Yes, if you will be joining Gizmo, I would very much like that to be.
Good evening.
Good evening, human.
Good evening.
Are you ready to jump in for a bit? We'll probably play for like an hour or so.
Alright.
Okay.
But I'm ready.
Alright, let me go ahead and get everything going. So everybody stick around. You know, all the one people. Yourself. And yourself.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, you're the only one here. You're always the only one here. It's either you or Zodre,
Yeah,
I think. But then again, I believe it's because of the time of the day. It's not the best time, obviously.
You got a point.
I'll do that and that. Are you able to just join, right?
Let me check.
Make sure. Alright. Back to it. Look at this house. Ooh, my moon glow. I forgot about all the stuff that I have. And now into the game that we literally just looked into the information about. It feels uncanny. There we go. There you are.
Oh, I have the banana split.
Uh-oh. Oh, is that where it went? I thought Zodra ate it. Oh, you saw the short, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That was interesting, to say the least. I don't know what the deal was with him getting all of those issues. Just because he had a banana split on his hands.
Dies to banana split.
Bananakin.
Banana.
You are my brother, Bananakin. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Bananakin. I think it makes sense.
But I can't believe you.
What?
With the golden delight.
The what?
You know the golden squirrel I found?
Oh, yeah.
I
Delicious.
I can't believe you.
Was he a delight?
I haven't ate him.
I haven't eaten him. I want to put him in a cage. Hold on, my camera died. I gotta switch over batteries again.
Oh dear.
I could have sworn that was a new battery too. What the heck? So that's interesting. So that's where the zombies and stuff come from too. Is that they come from Cthulhu's influence. So literally, yeah, he is... Cthulhu is just in the moon consistently. Or Moon Lord, I guess they call him now.
Yeah.
He's just up there. I guess that makes sense why a lot of the boss fights or the events are just moon-based. So what is next? What do we got? I guess I could expand this house a little bit further. Ah. Let me see what blocks I have. I need stone. And did I have any wood in here? 650. Oh, but I need back wall and stuff too. There we go. So what's the next step? I don't remember who I fought last. I don't remember if that's the right height. I don't... Oh, I have the ruler. So from here, it's 9. Is there one more? Yeah, I need to go inside. So if I'm standing on the floor, how's the height? So the room needs to be 6 in height. Okay. Wow. That's not as tall as I thought it was. There we go. To say that ruler method really does help. I'm gonna double up on it. Might as well get like 4 rooms going. Oh, okay. Food time. I forgot I was summoner. I remember that.
LA.
Could remember all of those things. I don't remember what I needed to get next as a weapon. Because I have the imp staff now. Oh, speaking of which, there we go. Is that right? That doesn't look right. I made it. I made it one height too high, which is okay because I could just fill in the bottom. Okay, I think that's all I need for that one. And there we go, encapsulate that. And now I fill in the rest. Then we can move on to doing a fight or something. I don't know if there's any specific weapons or anything that you need to get.
Well, there's a couple.
A what?
There's a couple I need.
What do you have to get?
Well, since I'm doing a melee class.
Did you ever get the Lightsbane?
No, I don't.
I don't know if you... Well, you will need that eventually. So I would recommend getting your hands on that if you can.
Yep, I'll try.
Because you could just collect the resources. You could either fight the Eater of Worlds or Cthulhu. Or the Eye of Cthulhu if you need it. It's weird because I've called the Eye of Cthulhu Cthulhu all this time playing this game. So it's weird to not say Cthulhu because the Moon Lord is Cthulhu. But then he's also just Moon Lord, so I don't get it.
Alright.
Okay, where's the table that I left? Oh, I never took it back. So let's get 4 doors. And 7 years ago. Boom. I want to make my rockets purple if I can, but that's why I wanted purple dye last time. Yeah. Now we fill in the rest. I could turn my ruler off now. God dang it. Nice. Fill in the walls. I don't know why, but these rooms look smaller now. Like them before. It is daytime. Tis but another day. Why do you want to place it there? It's weird. Torch. Torch. Lovely. Now I need to make a couple of tables and chairs. A couple times 2. Take that out. Boom. Boom. Because I don't know if we got any maids who showed up last time. Who couldn't stay here because there was no rooms. But we have more rooms just in case we need it. So what did you decide to do?
Currently in my room.
You on your mind?
Just looking around. I'm just looking around.
I'm just looking around. Do I even have enough stuff what I need you to get? I have 10 demonite bars. I don't know if that's enough to make a sword.
I mean, I already have the blood butcher.
That's not the Oh yeah, I guess it is, huh? Oh yeah, Lightsbane does 17 damage, but Blood Butcher does 24. Okay. What would be next on your thing then?
I mean,
I mean, there's only
Night's Bane.
17 rule. Shameful. Oh, I need to get that axe fixed. Is there not a top? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is there not a top one for that? Fabled, legendary. Okay. Legendary. So every tool is just legendary. Okay, I'm really trying to figure out what's next on this agenda. We searched all the things at the top.
Did we
Fought the
fight
Eater
Gear
of
Club?
Worlds. I don't think so.
I can try that.
I have the summon. Oh, some of my wall is missing over there. What the heck?
Okay,
Could
now
fight him a
have
couple
frost
times.
mirror.
Nice. Do you need that for something?
This place. Okay. I don't know what.
Okay. I mean, we go ahead to the frost biome and get that going then.
Alright, I'll meet you there.
Why is the desert pylon not working? Oh, that's why. Because I'm not next to the other one. I forgot that Zodri is trying to get his RGB house going.
Ah, yes.
That's gonna last him a century. I keep forgetting about that.
Am I just foolish?
What?
You're mining. I'm just remembering the short where Zadre didn't know he can mine wall.
That was fun. I like it when there's like moments like that and you just witness them and you just kind of let it play out. Just to see what happens.
Maybe. Or am I just foolish?
It's
Mining wall.
just like, well, to tell you, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Okay, let's see. I think I need to build up this path just a tad.
Good evening.
Hello. Trying to make the area a little bit flatter. Oh, something died. Let's go ahead and make some snow platforms just because it's fun.
And
That was a lot. All right.
Oh, where did? Okay.
Forgot about the hand grab thing. Oh, he has a summon drop, doesn't he? Because I think I remember you getting a weapon or something that did that. You need more health, buddy. Ow, my face. Oh, this works. Kind of. You're here. I'll die again. Oh my god, he's doing a lot of damage to me now.
And it.
He might take me out.
Oh dear.
I'm frozen. No, I got him down to 756 health.
Why is he still here?
Probably because you're there. Are you not back yet?
I'm not back.
Oh man.
He's still here.
Oh, is he just gonna be there now?
Could be.
I mean, we got him pretty far. That's crazy.
Let's see if he's still there. He's still there.
Yeah, I guess he's just gonna hang around.
Yeah.
Ah, how did I mess that up so badly there at the end? Oh god, I went the wrong way. Dodge it. I'm not taking these. Please be there. Please still be there. We had him. We had him in the bag. Sounds like he's still there. Yep, he's still here. He blowed up.
He blew up.
Alright.
Oh, let's see.
Let's get out of here. I don't like frosty. I don't like getting frosty. So I had webbing. What did I put that under? Miscellaneous, I guess. Shaggling Houndius Shootius. Okay. Guess I'll have that. It is a summon weapon. Let me see, what does it work? Oh, it's a sentry, okay. You, sir, I need a reforge on that if you do not mind. Thank you.
I got a gun.
Summons shadow hands to attack your foes. I've got a headache just looking at it. You got a gun.
Yeah, I got a gun and
Do you want to try to fight it a couple more times to get some stuff?
sure. I don't
See if you get something more than your route of stuff.
I got
Where?
another summon, so.
I got 2. Oops, I converted all those.
Get some health potions.
Yeah, we only have standard healing potions from the looks of it, though. Hey, I could just walk out here and then make that harder on myself. What? What? It's like, where did I get cobweb from? I completely forgot how I got it. So that's you, and that's me.
Evening.
Hello. Just fixing this up for a moment.
Monte.
Alright. God, I didn't like the slowness effect. Ow. Oh, I need to eat. Ow. Oh my god.
At least we know that he doesn't respawn.
For the most part, yeah. I managed to get like right in the spot that needs to be unhit. I guess I could just evade for now.
Coming in 10 seconds.
Ow. Ow. How does that happen?
You got this.
Oh, he's dead. I need healings. Thank you. Oh, that was close. Oh yeah, we should light this place up.
I'm on my way.
Good.
Jesus Christ.
I know what would be good out here. Yeah, this would be good. That'd be good for the healing. Heck yeah. That's cozy.
What's going? Bruh.
What? What? Why didn't you heal? Oh, you got a blade of grass? You just dropped it?
Yeah.
Are you still here? Oh, it just has your name hovered. Okay. Ow. Oh my god. Well, you don't like that I'm moving around too much, do you? Ah, chili beans right now. Ah. Ah, man.
I'm here.
Take him out, take him out. He's down to 150 health.
Killed him.
Wait, don't you have wormhole potions?
No. I used my last one, apparently.
I wonder if the merchant's selling them yet. I need to teleport to you when this is... when I get back. What the heck? What was that?
What?
I heard a meow and then it says, oh thank goodness. Was that you?
I don't think so. Thank you.
Alright, what's
got the
this? Summons a
lucky axe.
living chest?
Lucy the axe.
You got the axe?
Yep, I got my axe.
What is this? Umbrella vanity item? Ew.
No, it makes a rain cloud above my head. Rain cloud.
What are you talking about?
Remove? Good. I'll take it. Magic me around. So you see the rain cloud above my head?
Yeah.
That's what the umbrella is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a vanity item.
So that, okay. And then a bunch of weapons and stuff. Okay, Cyclops is out of the way. Who else do we have?
We haven't found the dungeon.
Oh yeah, oh, well I did. I just haven't
You
found
did?
the entrance. Yeah, I haven't found the entrance yet, but I did come across it. Yeah, it's there. I just don't know where the entrance could be. I don't know if it's left side or right side, but I guess we would have to go and find out. Do I have any bombs or anything? I don't have any bombs.
I have 19 regular bombs and 6 sticky bombs.
I do, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, I do that. And do... that. And then what is this? Oh, alright. I should take some resources with me too, because we might need to build a house out there.
Yeah.
What's a good one? What is that?
Perfect chopping weather.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
The axe talking to me.
The axe is talking to you? What does it say?
Well, you saw what it said.
No, but what does the description say?
Hang on. It says, 30 melee damage, 20. Whoa. Oh, okay. 31 melee, 23 critical chance, strike chance, very fast speed, average knockback, 150 axe power, and I love Lucy.
Are they referring to lines that were said in the show? That's the only thing I could suspect.
Yo, that's peak. I
What?
have a portable. I have a portable piggy bank.
The eye thing from the clubs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the chest thing.
Okay, how much further do I go? Oh, it's in the corruption? My god.
Die. That's what I live for. Yeah, it's the axe.
That's such a weird thing. I don't get the reference though. I know I Love Lucy, but that's so weird.
I mean, if Lucy the axe is from Don't Starve, then
Oh, is that what that is?
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Deerclops is from Don't Starve.
Yeah.
Stupid tree.
Come on. Oh, there's a regular. Oh no, is that mahogany? Or is that regular?
It's mahogany.
What a weird toy or thing. I don't know what it is.
What a weird toy or thing. It's a lot of blue slimes. Are you making a boathouse? I see.
Yeah.
Nice.
What is going on out in my kitchen? It seems like somebody's been dropping a plate. What the heck is going on out there? What the heck? There's that. Do I split it down? Do we need to expand
Getting a lot
this?
of rich mahogany. So
I don't know if we need that much, but we'll see. Because I just need... I need enough for like 2 people, that's it.
oh, 572 will do the job.
Yeah, it should suffice, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit... so...
Find another tree, then cut it down.
Okay. Oh, it's not my kitchen. So many monsters. It's my neighbors. We have a neighbor who likes to do a lot of outdoor work. So he's putting something together. It's just like, it sounds like somebody's trying to break a plate on the floor. It's just like, what is going on? But that's not what's happening. Okay.
Need lighting.
Well, I'm not exactly done, am I? Let's see, put that there, and then that'll do, I think. And do... Oh, am I hungry? And I was starving.
Yes, you are.
Let me see. Okay. That's that. I do want to put up like some... I guess, I don't know which one I need for it. Guess it's not the walling. Maybe it's this?
I am standing on top of the table.
There we go. Does this go down like that? I don't know if that's going to look right. Yeah, that won't look right. I need to make like pillars or something. Wait, can I do... No, I can't do that with you. And then set up a couple of things. Come on, give me my inventory. Alright. I forget, because I think there's more to the roof, but I don't remember what it is. Oh wait, can I do fencing that goes up? Ah, that's how I do it. Okay. And then set it up on the rafters like that. Does that work? Okay. I think that'd be good. Alright. So hopefully we can get some mates over here. I'm gonna see though if I can even move anyone over here. What do I want here? Okay, they can come here. Oh wait, no. There we go. Alright, now we can try to get our way down. I'm trying to set up a pylon for them. I don't know how far I have to get in order to get them over here. Oh, you're at home. That's why they won't come over here. Did you have to do something? What's up?
I was testing out the gun.
Okay. Come back over here so we can get the mates over.
Will do.
Oh, come on, game. Seriously? What the heck?
Teammates are we waiting on?
Still not over here.
I'm making my way out slow.
Well, I don't know if it's because you're there or if it's something else. Maybe if I teleport to you?
Oh, good evening.
Hello. You need to get some more hearts, I think.
Yeah, I just need 2 more.
2 more? I don't know if we have them. Seriously? Hopefully they've decided to make it. Still nothing. Oh well. Let's try to mine down and see if we can find out what this thing is. It's underneath the corruption, which is weird. If I remember, I already tried to mine down, I think? Yeah.
Why am I slow?
When you get down here, I don't know if you have a horseshoe, do you?
I have a horseshoe.
Okay,
Oh, so
if you
which
could go
one?
the
Hold
opposite
on.
direction for us to see if we could find the way in.
Alright.
Oh, it still goes up from here, so maybe it is over here. Oh, okay. I forgot that I could chop that. That's not good. Yeah, we're gonna make a way. What was it? A way down directly in front of the dungeon. This is gonna be a problematic fight, I noticed. I should have gotten a hunter potion. That way I would have been able to tell where he was.
Golden slab.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. Where are my potions? Hunter? Wow, one potion.
Yeah, I went down. Oh yeah. There it is.
I need to find out if he's over here. Problem is, I remember to go the opposite way is what I was telling you. I need to try to find him. I don't know if he's at the highest point in the dungeon when it comes to this one or somewhere else. Because I know with the drunken thing it makes it very different. So I don't know if he's over here.
Okay. I don't know where my pick went.
Did he throw it?
No. Here's the thing, it went into one of these chests.
the heck is this entrance? Oh, goodness. Oh. Chicken jam, that's cute.
Oh.
Whoops.
Trap chest?
I think it was on the surface though. It was right where the dungeon was.
Good evening.
Hello. Did they move? Why aren't they going over there? Oh, is it like they don't move into the morning, right?
Dang.
Because I think it was like midday when we did all the builds there, and then it's nighttime now. If only we had a way of pushing the day forward. We do.
Did we?
Yeah, you just sit in the bed. I think everybody has to do it. I don't remember if it's one person or all people. Oh, they made it. Okay.
They made it?
Yeah, they're here.
Oh, yay.
Jungle pylon. Nice. So, any cases that we might need to come back to the dungeon for any future things, and then we will be set.
Yeah. You bounced. Yeah, oh my god. You put the 3?
Ha. So I think I might have to go the other way now. This area doesn't seem to be showing up anything. Should have got some mining potions. Hello, sir, Mr. Skeleton. All of you get confused. Oh, there's more building here. I always forget how far this thing can go. Oh my god, it goes further. Human, what are you doing?
Hello. I'm being hunted by a lot of deer. Big choice.
This place just keeps going up. Problem is, I think you can break the blocks to the dungeon, so I wouldn't recommend dig toys because you might break everything.
Don't worry. I'm not close to the dungeon.
Then what the heck are you doing? That's what we're here for.
I'm seeing like a lot of rainbow stuff.
Oops. Okay. Oh my god, is this where the entrance is? Or is this another weird hallway? Do I need to eat again? My goodness. That's why it's not working. Part of me feels like where I'm at might be where it's at. 'Cause this sucker keeps going up. Where is this under? My goodness. Should have had a flip potion on me or something. Okay, I think this might be the right spot. Here. Wait, what is this? Undo that. Do this. Oh my god, it's nighttime. Food. Sifting silts. Where's animal parts? Where did I put those? Mob innards. And then... chicken. Ah, I need those. Let me see here. Oh, I need a pylon. Ah, it's a lot of zombies. I think there's a specific spot over here.
God dang it.
Nice.
Found an edge.
You found a what?
Found an edge in that.
A nidge?
Edge.
Oh. I was looking at, there was a weird thing over here that I needed to check out. What the heck is this tunnel?
I don't have any torches.
Is this something I did?
I do not have any torches.
Did you accidentally storm away?
Well, luckily I can make torches. That should do.
Oh! I think I found something you might need.
Oh, you found some?
Yeah, a special little hidey hole with a certain sword in it.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Yeah, it's here.
Indeed.
You really don't have a single wormhole potion on you?
Nope.
Oh,
can see
okay.
it.
You used a TP, so it should be no problem. Oh, I see where you died.
Yeah, man-eater.
I died 2 minutes ago. I died 10 minutes ago. Oh my.
Ah, good dang it.
It's daytime again.
Yay. I got... God dang it.
You almost made it. Wait,
Nope.
what happened?
I had my magic mirror out.
Oh, that's great.
Just lovely.
Seems to work in your favor pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was trying to defeat Eater of Souls, but my magic mirror was in my inventory.
But then the magic mirror was in my hand.
Yes.
Oh, it is normal. Really? God, the background in this update is amazing.
Honestly, yeah.
Like the sunrise happening, the shadow of the skies. It's just so nice.
And here. A lot of explosions.
Yeah.
Alright, sword in here.
How do you have a
Yay.
full inventory?
Don't ask.
You were literally at home like 2 times. You could have dropped your stuff all.
3 times a turn.
If you need it, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna take a look around here. This area looks promising. Dinamite.
Dinamite. Must be Italian. Oh, close the candle.
Well, yeah, not doing that. I don't know, I don't think you've ever really watched that movie, have you?
No. No,
I
haven't,
didn't.
sadly.
A long time ago. This not it. This isn't the entrance either. Oh yeah, it is.
You found it?
Yeah, the entrance is right here because the other man's walking around. I just don't know where the entrance is. I just need to find out where specifically. Because I found him. He's walking around in this room, but I have no way of finding the actual doorway, I don't think. Oh, it's literally that close? My goodness. Why is there sand everywhere? There's sand all over this place. Yeah, he's just in here.
In the ground, apparently.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, because it's supposed to have an opening now? Dang it. Oh my god, I am just... I keep accidentally breaking sand blocks and then I stand on the ones that follow my head and then it breaks the one above it and that just keeps collapsing on my head. It's a nightmare of chain reactions. It just keeps going up. Where is this opening?
Input of the wind. Third workshop. I'm gonna check Zadre's place to see if he has any clue of the wind.
I doubt he does.
You can check.
Can of worms. Pat.
He's right. He does.
I'm pretty sure the mate's just kind of been building his house so far. Where is this dang entrance? Because that's the way down. But it has to be on the opposite side of where it was just now. But there's no doorway. I don't know if it is it supposed to have a doorway? I don't know if it
Get
is.
the anklet of the wind.
You have to find it. Sir, how do I get to you? Okay, I need to build the way down, straight down here, but I'll be back to do that.
Do it later.
And then, what is it? Worms in here. Dirt blocks and stuff. Why is there a boomerang in here?
I don't know. Oh, I'm saying. You know, the anklet might be in the jungle.
No, that's the aglet, I think.
Anklet, yeah. Anklet of wind.
Oh, didn't we collect a bunch of those?
Sorry, what?
I have one.
Did? Give me a day. Give me a thank you.
Oh, not the
Can I
best.
lightning boots?
Boy, clean your inventory out. Jesus Christ.
Need the specter boots. There we go. I can make frostbark boots.
Oh, I pressed the wrong buttons.
There's terrace. I need lava waders.
Yeah, those you have to find in a golden chest near the underworld. Not in it, just near it.
Well, time to go down.
In history.
History, not yet.
It'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Wait, this is lava path. Come on in, Sherman. I want to go in Shimmer, but I went in there anyhow.
Where is the way?
I don't know the way.
This is it. Right here. Nice. I was wondering if I had done that somehow because I literally was blowing stuff up around me. No way does that lead directly under the thing. Oh, there's a second one? There's a second enchanted sword spot right next to where we found the first one.
Right.
I think. Because it had the same pathway down that it did. Yeah, it keeps going. Luckily, it's not Minecraft rules, huh? Uh-oh. Oh yeah, it led to an underwater one from the looks of it. Yep, there's another enchanted sword. So where does this go? He's down to you. There we go. There's a bunny down here drowning. Oh, whoops. There we go. Bad bunny. Get out of the water. Water's draining. I still don't know how to get into this thing. Oh, pupfish. Can be placed. Material. What? I'm having to fabricate my own entrance for the place. Hopefully I'm not overstepping my bounds here. Alright. And then do this. Nice, perfect amount. Okay. Well, we have an entrance now.
Yay.
The mate's here, but I'm worried if I step inside. Well, actually, I could probably step in here. Just not that far. Is that party girl on a unicorn? Ow. Alright, sir, I will see you another day when my other mate arrives. Oh, I have a gold key. What's something else to throw away? That. Unlock you? Whoa. I don't know if I'm allowed to have that, but I have it.
Night vision on it?
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's a normal thing. That's been in the game for a long time.
Well, I haven't seen it.
How have you never seen it? I've gotten it like every time we played. It's a useless tool. And then an ammo chest, I think. Is Is there a weird chest full of stuff anywhere? Clothes. Food. Probably just throw some random stuff in here. I think I might have jumped the gun on accident. I don't know if that's a thing I can do. Where are you, human? Are you nearby?
I'm in the mushroom biome. Wait.
Yeah. I don't know if that was supposed to be found or not, but I found it.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm supposed to have that yet.
Well, I consumed a banana split.
Well, hopefully stream holds.
Hopefully stream holds. Alright, lead me the way. Fine.
Oh, it's taking up so much space.
Okay, you just showed me to a pipe crystal that I don't need.
Oh, you are max out now?
Yep.
Nice, perfect. And you already did the one in the shimmer, huh?
Yeah, I already did that. That one I did by accident.
Oh, okay.
Bro, what is this?
Nice. I gotta see what this makes.
There's no land for me to stand on. I saw a little, but don't I need the to search? Yeah, I need volcano and yeah, I just need volcano to be able to craft Knight's Edge.
Oh yeah, and that should be easy to craft. I don't know if we have the resources for it yet. No.
Do we?
No. Because I think we need more hellstone and more obsidian too. But we don't have time for that today. I think I have to end stream right now.
Alright.
Until tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be at it. I don't think Zodra is going to be able to join us though.
Well, we'll see.
We will. I don't know. There might be some other games to play in due time, but we'll find out. Alright, humans. I know that there's nobody here, but that's okay.
Except for me.
Yeah. Well, you're in stream, so it doesn't count. You need to be only a viewer. Was there anything else? What's this picture time? Wish me luck. What the heck did he get? Mystery flavor Fallout 76. What? Okay. Somebody's being weird. Alright, everybody. That's going to be it, though. I appreciate anybody who managed to come by, but I will see you mates next time. Probably tomorrow, playing the same game, and then we'll see where things go from there. Bye-bye.
Yep.